But Linda, I just want to circle back. So do you honk at those people too and then say, bless your heart? Do you say that now that you're in the South? Bless your heart.
I have been told.
Please do not say that
many times, but I have yet to say it to somebody. I'm more direct.
Yeah, if you start saying that, I'm going to gag.
I'm a little more direct than that.
You got the gag from Kathy, so that's she means business.
Yes, she does.
She means business. Welcome to Three Little Fishes. We're three sisters who grew up in the Midwest together, but have since spread across the country. I live in Los Angeles.
I'm in Nashville.
And I live in Philadelphia. We are all married with children. We've all had careers, but now we stay at home with our families.
We've all been through ups and downs that come along with life and have always helped each other through, shared stories, and laughed together.
We welcome all of you into our daily conversations and hope you have some fun with us.
So let's jump in.
What's up, fishes?
Hey,
What's
girls.
up?
Hello, hello, hello. Today we are feeling fired up. We're going to talk about peeves and positives. But before we get into it, I just want to remind you all to keep liking, subscribing, rate and review wherever you're watching your pods or listening. And please invite three of your favorite fishes to come join the conversation. All right, y'all. What's the buzz?
I, over the weekend, was invited to the Navy Notre Dame game, and it was so much fun. So we went from Philadelphia. It was in at the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. So we were almost near New York. You could kind of see the skyline. So it was cool. And the entire parking lot was just buzzing with people, tailgating, having a great time.
Well, what the listeners don't know necessarily is you and your husband both were in the Navy and your husband went to Notre Dame.
So this makes an interesting question. Like Peter is a gigantic Notre Dame fan. He's obsessed with them, but he loves the Navy obviously too. So is this a win-win situation for you all that you don't care who wins, or does he pick a side?
Oh, I can guess.
He put on his Notre Dame gear. And
That tracks.
He said that was his first love. So he has to be loyal to that, even though he loves the Navy too. So I represented the Navy.
Of course.
Navy didn't do so well.
No, Navy was terrible. They got humiliated.
Yeah.
But whatevs.
But it still did my heart good because the stadium was full of people supporting the military, and they did the flyover, which makes me emotional always. So it was a good energy.
That's fun.
Speaking of sports, the Dodgers are in the World Series with the Yankees, and they just won Game 3. So will the Dodgers sweep? Who knows?
Time will tell.
It's been kind of fun to watch. I really have enjoyed watching the postseason. It's been fun. And it's fun to watch with my family where everybody has something to root for, which is always fun.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. And this is sports adjacent, but does everybody see that Giselle is pregnant with baby number 3 at 44?
I just saw that.
Brady's ex-wife. Oh, golly.
That's amazing for her.
That's incredible. Good for you.
I know. Yeah. Congratulations.
Yay. Wish you the best.
So y'all, I just want to tell you something that happened to me. I'm going to go ahead and just jump into a peeve that I have. Sure. So we live in a smaller house, so we only have a couple bathrooms. And my thing is, I want everybody to close the lid on the toilet in the bathrooms. I'd never want to seat up. So this is a struggle that my children never put the lid down, and I don't understand it. So I was running around the other day. I had gone to the store and I got some toiletries, and for some reason I had my phone in my left hand, I had my right hand full of toiletries to try to put into the bathroom. I walk into the bathroom and I could not have done this again even if I tried, but somehow I lost grip with my left hand that was holding my phone, and it did a perfect little Peter Pan into the toilet because the seat was up. And bonus, not only was the seat up, but it also was full with urine. I thought my head was going to explode, that I had to fish out my phone from the toilet because they can't, A, flush the toilet, and B, put down the toilet lid. What is happening?
Okay, I have a lot of feelings about this. Stop taking your phone in your bathroom. This is not a first time occurrence for you. Leave your phone in the kitchen, girl. Like, you can't do it. So stop. And second, I mean, seriously, you have to leave it. And then the other thing is, I do think scientifically they're just going to send you into tailspin, but they have proven that if you flush the toilet with the toilet seat up, spray of whatever the contents in the toilet are in there kind of like sprays into the air, which gets into your bathroom. That alone makes it a good reason to close your toilet.
No, I almost can't handle it. I almost want to rock in my place right now to hear that. That's disgusting.
No, it's disgusting.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You know, my kids also leave pee on the toilet seat.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have men in my household.
Yeah.
So they don't actually put the toilet seat up to go to the bathroom. They may just leave it down and pee, and then there might be little remnants on the seat. Like, what?
And they can't be bothered to wipe it.
Yeah.
Or can't you just tap the thing and like not have drippies?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Is there a technique? I think there's a technique for like not having drippies. I don't know.
Well, I've seen
what it is.
drippies on people's clothes before, so I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
You've seen drippies on people's clothes before? That's something.
Yes.
That's a whole other issue. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. So I don't know what to tell you. So I will tell you one pet peeve I have that I really, really feel living in the South. And I don't know if I've talked about this before, but here in the South, when you're at a four-way stop and there's a left turn lane and the light is green, people wait at the line. They do not creep into the intersection. They do not leave the line until it's clear for them to turn. They don't sit in the middle of the intersection. And it happened to me the other day. I sat at this light for like 3 turns behind this person.
Oh my gosh, that would drive me crazy.
So I actually was talking to some friends of mine last night, and I brought this up, and several of the women I was with were from the South, like hardcore Southerners, and they all looked at me like, well, the line is there so that you don't cross the line. And I was like, it's yield on green. Creep into the intersection. It's yield on green. It's not stop on green. It's yield on green. Get in the intersection. And their concern is they're going to get hit because they're in the intersection. The light's going to turn. And I was like, if the light turns, then you turn. You go. You're already there. Like, you've committed. You're there. You get to go. And everybody behind you gets to go. But I lived in a huge city forever. And I mean, people would rear end you if you didn't go.
Yeah, they're going to get an accident.
So anyway, the ladies that I was talking to said that they would give it a try. They're out of their comfort zone, but they're going to give it a try. But I am surrounded by these super rule following people here in the South. It drives me crazy.
So I have a question about that. So what our listeners may not know about you, Linda, is that you like to honk your horn. So now that you live in the South, has your Chicago ways of honking at people that annoy you driving, like, turn, man, turn? Are you honking, or do you just sit there?
I have really tried to dial my driving anger down, and I don't honk that much. But when I was getting to my third light with this person trying to turn left into the Kroger, I honked my horn. And then they eventually, they did definitely go after I honked at them. But I was like, what the heck? It's so annoying.
Yeah. Well, I have a traffic issue that bothers me around where we live because my route to school, which is about a mile from our house, has a huge roundabout. And
Oh,
people
those are
do
the
not know
worst.
how to go through a roundabout.
They don't. They don't. It's terrible.
They completely stop, which backs traffic up even more. And then those people are clear to go, but they still don't go because they feel like they don't have enough time to go. I mean, it is maddening where we
Okay,
are.
so the PSA for the roundabout is everybody keeps moving. You go
Yes.
slowly. You let people in.
You have to let
yield,
people
but
in.
you gotta keep going. Everybody keeps going, and you let people in, and it's a flow. It's supposed to be more efficient than a four-way stop, but it's not. We just got a new roundabout here, and you can imagine it has sent everyone into a tailspin. They do not know what they're doing. I'm like, oh,
Well, it backs up traffic.
I'm going to give Indiana a shout out because Indiana has a lot of roundabouts, especially in the Indianapolis area. There are a ton, like in Carmel, northern Indiana, northern Indianapolis, but they are efficient. I mean, those people know how to do it.
That's true.
Indiana drivers are not the greatest typically, but they know how to do a roundabout. So good job, Indiana.
Those roundabouts have been there for like 20 years. But Linda, I just want to circle back. So do you honk at those people too and then say, bless your heart? Do you say that now that you're in the South? Bless your heart.
I have been told.
Please do not say that
many times, but I have yet to say it to somebody. I'm more direct.
Yeah, if you start saying that, I'm going to like gag.
I'm a little more direct than that.
You got a gag from Kathy, so that's like she means business.
Yes, she does.
She means business.
The other thing that really, like one last car thing, people, the left lane is for going fast and passing.
Right.
If you're going to go under the speed limit, please don't be in the left lane. You have no business being in the left lane if you're going to go under the speed limit or even the speed limit. It's for passing only or going fast. Yeah. Get out of the left lane.
Why do people not understand that? I'm like, I don't know. Did you not take driver's ed? Like, what is going on?
Well, I will say here in Tennessee, you do not have to take driver's ed, which is maybe the crux of some of the issues we have.
That explains a lot.
You have to pass a driving test, but you don't have to take driver's ed.
So, Kathy, I think that Grayson was telling you something that irritates him at airports, and I 100% had the same problem. What bothers Grayson at the airports?
So Grayson told me that it really bothers him when people are stopped, like in the middle of the hallways or like on the moving escalator, especially. You know, people just stop and like don't move over and like let you pass. You're like, let me get around. He just said, I cannot understand that.
Going through airports, people are on their own program. They can't even recognize that anybody else is around them. It's very strange.
Well, most people are like on their phones and not paying attention to what's going on.
And if you're on the moving walkway, keep moving.
I think people get stressed though when they're at the airport, right? Because they're missing flights or they're doing something. And you're right, Linda. If you're on that moving walkway, it's got like a walk or stand. But like, don't just stand right in the middle and not do anything.
Don't hog the whole thing so people can't get around.
Let us pass you.
Yeah.
Even if you're stressed, even if you're stressed at the airport, please think of the other passengers and try to like, stay in your own lane, literally.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, you all, if you have any peeves, we would love to hear from you. Post it on our socials, our Insta, email us. I would love to hear what gets under your skin.
So all these pet peeves cause anxiety, right? And I was kind of looking up anxiety on the internet, and I came across this psychologist that practices out of the Tampa Bay area. So this psychologist that we'll put in the show notes, if you want to like check it out, he just gave some tips. And his first tip was try and view the annoyance in a different way. Like kind of fake it, act like you're an actor and just really pretend like it's not bothering you. And the second tip is just consider the person, kind of try and put yourself in their shoes. Because, everybody handles different things differently, and you don't know what's going on in that person's life. So sometimes you just gotta let it go, like from the movie Frozen.
I think that's some good tips. That's
Those
some
are
good
good
advice.
tips.
I've
Just
been
give
trying
people
to
grace. Yeah.
I've been trying to
Yeah.
do that a little bit more. I feel like the more negative I am, it bleeds into my everyday life. So I've been trying to do that a little bit more, like take his advice of I just smile at somebody if they jumped in front of me on a line or they cut me off. My first reaction I've been trying to do is just smile. And I notice it helps and it de-escalates that person too. And they smile back at me.
Yeah.
And then they acknowledge that, oh, do you want in here? That's okay. Go ahead. No problem. It really does help. And it's just like this little thing for me, a smiling, I've just noticed helps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's good advice.
Yeah, I mean, the smiling thing is a great tip. Just fake it till you make it. Like, remember when we had little toddlers and we would demonstrate to them like how to be a good sharer, be kind, or be forgiving. I think if we can bring that into our adult life, like that's probably very meaningful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I was thinking about the things that I love, I actually am a little bit surprised at what kind of kept reoccurring in my head. And that is little conveniences in life that make it so I don't have to talk to people. So like I love Instacart. I love when they deliver all my heavy things to me. I love DoorDash, which is crazy because I live pretty close to some food. But I love that I don't have to talk to anybody. I get to just get on my phone and make the order and it delivers to me. And I also love like companies that have good websites because we have talked about this before. I obsessively shop online. And I did go to the mall with my daughter when she was home last weekend, which was fun. And I did find it enjoyable. But I like not talking to people more. So I was sort of surprised that I find those little conveniences of life are a glow for me. That is a joy for me, not having to talk to people and having things delivered to me that I have picked out. So I don't know what that says about me, but that's my reality.
I know. I feel the same about shopping. And I think that's why I love Amazon so much because it shows up.
Yes.
And I don't have to go get it.
Yes, I love Amazon. Although I will say I love Amazon less now than I did a few years ago even. I find that the pricing is a little bit more expensive now, so I have to do comparisons, and delivery is not always as exemplary as it used to be, but I still have a love affair with Amazon as well.
Yeah, it is. The whole delivery is not as good as it used to be. And it does bother me. So this is maybe a peeve and a positive. I mean, like you think you're going to get something the next day because maybe you have a party or, you needed that item, but then it doesn't show up. And they're like, oh, sorry, it got
Sorry, we're having
delayed.
a delay.
I'm like, what? They used to never do that.
I
So
know.
that is annoying.
You know what else I really love? And I think this speaks to what Nancy was talking about. I love it when I'm out and about and somebody just gives me a smile.
Yeah.
Or somebody opens the door for me or holds the door for me. Like
Yeah.
I live in the South and people are very polite. And that actually kind of just like completely takes anxiety away from me. And it's just like lovely.
I think
love
that
smile.
kindness is so nice. I was actually talking to Mom about this as well, and she said the same thing. Her favorite thing is when she's out shopping and retailers are nice to you and they are genuinely trying to be helpful instead of like annoyed, like, what do you want?
Yeah.
I just think that we've kind of need to get back to that.
I agree.
Yeah, we just kind of keep circling around, right? Like as Linda would say, we just need to give each other a little bit more grace and it goes a long, long way. And I feel like not everybody's out to get us. And it's just if we remember we're kind of all in it together, it helps a little bit. I feel like that sounds very like Pollyanna. Do people even know who Pollyanna is anymore? But I feel like there is some there is some truth to it.
I have one more positive, guys. So I live in Philadelphia, and we have to pump our own gas here. But when I cross over to New Jersey, which is just right next door, which I do very often, you cannot fill up your own gas tank. It's a law, and it's a law that was passed like in 1949 that you cannot dispense your own gas. So
Wow.
I feel like it's a treat when I go there because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't have to get out of the car and like get gasoline on my hands and like do all this, touch all these like nasty things. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's a little perk.
Pumping gas. That's such a good little treat.
Good to know. So if you're in New Jersey, just relax, get some gas and just relax.
All right.
Okay, you guys, I'm going to shift gears really quickly. I just kind of had a panic moment here as we're talking, and I just realized that Halloween is this is the last week for Halloween stuff, and we were invited to a post-Halloween party, but they still encourage you to dress up, which is honestly makes me hot thinking about, makes me nervous. I've never been good about dressing up. I've never been great at it. And they encourage costumes. Help. What could I do last minute to go to this party?
Oh my gosh.
Well, I was at a Halloween party last week for golf, and the golf pros dressed up as Ted Lasso, the coaches. So it was so stinking cute. I mean, honestly, I looked at them and they just looked great. They had the little whistle, the little hat. They got like a little fake mustache. It was so adorable.
So you think I should cross-dress for this party? I should go as a coach, man coach,
or
Ted?
Or you can be, what's her name?
Rebecca?
Yeah, Rebecca.
I mean, you can always do a cartoon like Fred and Wilma is always cute. You're creative. You'll come up with something good.
You know what? One year we did do. I think that Tim, if I can put him in a wig, because he's like Tim. People may not know is bald. So anytime that people know him and he wears a crazy wig, that always gets a good laugh. So I think he should wear a wig of some sort.
I like it. Yeah.
Outside of that, I have no idea what I'm going to do. One year I dressed up as E.T. as Drew Barrymore's character.
Oh, that's
and that
cute.
was a hit. What was her name?
I don't know.
Anyway, that was a hit. And I carried around a little E.T. I think I won that year. Tim's yelling at me from the other room. He's hearing me talk. He's just like, that was a couple's costume and that does not work without me. So that is true. Maybe we should maybe we should relive that E.T. costume. I don't know.
I like that for you.
All right, friends. What's for dinner?
Well, I will tell you, my husband's out of town. My son has hockey tonight, so I'm on my own. And one little other glow that I did not talk about is I love to go to Chik-Fil-A because not only is the food good for like a quick something, but I love when they say my pleasure. I mean, sometimes if I'm having a bad day, I will drive through and get like a Diet Coke just so I can hear my pleasure. So I might do a little drive through tonight since I'm on my own so I can get a little yummy Kale Crunch salad and hear my pleasure.
Yeah, they have such good customer service. I'm going to make a Ina Garten chicken pot pie. I actually have already made it. I prepared it and we're going to have that tonight. It looks delicious.
Yeah.
That sounds good. And I think I'm always shocked when you're like reporting something that you made, like you had to like get an Ina recipe because, you're actually putting it together and cooking. And I think I'm always surprised when I'm like, oh, you're actually cooking. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I did actually cook. Can you believe it?
No, not really. I just don't think I don't think that you enjoy it that much, but
I do enjoy it when I have time. It just depends on the day.
Yeah.
But this looks really good. So I'm excited to serve it.
Ina has the greatest recipes and they're usually pretty easy.
Yeah, and they usually turn out. If you follow it, like that's what I love about her. They really are tried and true. I love her, and I would love to be invited to her farm and to like meet her.
Me too. Fight you all.
Join me for dinner, Ina. I would love it.
Yeah.
So it's dipped below 80 degrees here. So the running joke in my family is that I will make soup. And I feel like I'm wearing a sweatshirt today, which I don't like. Talking about the weather is not exciting, but it is. I'm no longer sweating when I walk out the house. So I want to make soup because it feels fallish. And because we've been like talking about like we've been a little spicy today, I might make the soup spicy. I don't know. But all I know is it will be some sort of soup, and I'm sure my family will make fun of me. But that is what's for dinner.
Love it.
We want to thank you for listening to our podcast and letting us sisters jump into your day. Please make sure to follow, rate, and review us. We'd love to have your feedback. Please also share our podcast with your favorite little fishes so we can grow. Have a very happy Halloween and be safe. Sisters out.